Hello, and welcome to the Voices of Impact, a podcast series brought to you by the Rivers State Tax Justice and Governance Platform, with support from Oxfam in Nigeria, facilitated by CISLAC and anchored by the Community Conciliation and Development Initiative. Now, this series is all about sharing real stories and experiences from the Power of Voices, Partnership, Fair for All project, where it has been championing fair and progressive taxation, fiscal responsibility, and fair trade, especially within the informal sector. And today we're going to be hearing from an amazing lady who has been part of this journey 2021 till date. The voice represents the challenges, progress, and the lasting impact of this important work. An amazing voice in the taxation conversation. So let's start from knowing you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good day. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Perculiar.
Okay.
I'm a 500 level law student. I'm the president of the Tax Club of Rivers State University, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Cool, yeah. So the interesting part of this particular conversation is that you're young, and a lot of young people don't like talking about that. Honestly, and I mean, it's interesting to glean into your knowledge and know how the journey has been, mobilizing young people to understand taxation. How's the journey been? Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say that the journey has been really eye-opening. It has there's a lot of things going on, but it's been really eye-opening. I am grateful for the path that I chose, which is taxation, because definitely I actually thought it was a boring path initially. Like, I think in my 200 level thereabout, it used to look so boring to me.
So in the law you're doing, you chose taxation?
Like, it was an elective in my 200 level, and it was just to pick between two courses. And every other person would go to like the labor law part of it because it's just theory. When everybody wants to go to taxes, because lawyers do not like maths. Everybody's like, no, I don't stay for maths.
So you use your koro eyes.
I initially went there because there were fewer persons there. I don't like crowd in my life. I just went there, and it turned out to be really amazing. And then we joined the clubs from there, because most times persons that are in the revenue classes, they usually say, oh, come and join the tax club. If you have interest in revenue law, then you should have interest in the tax club. And that's how I found myself in the tax club.
I mean, and you're doing really, really well in terms of representing the young people. So far in this project, which the brain of this conversation is to understand where we've been, where we are, and where we're going to in terms of tax. I know that I'm a young person, and I also know that young people have real challenges with understanding the concept of taxation, especially in Nigeria, right? Because it's almost like where our money they go, that kind of conversation. So I'm sure that you've been having a lot of those engagements. So in the course of this project, you've had to do sensitization yourself. And I know that the tax club is involved. What are the conversations like with young people?
Young people, it can be really difficult with young people. Just a few minutes before I came here, I saw a post, involve me. I think the other part was, we forget say we go pay tax. And the person made this post in a very also condescending way. That he was so upset, and because I could not go myself, I picked up my phone and I texted him, you guys should actually relax, nobody's eating all your money. And he was like, no, it's not true, the government is bad. And these taxes, they have used it again as another avenue. And I was like, I totally understand that you have trust issues. Everybody does. But if you do not know, you will never know, and you keep shouting. Then I took like how many minutes of my time I was trying to type to just give him heads up about, the new tax laws are not here to destroy all your income or even tax you when you have low income. They are just here to help you, like help the poorer masses. It's even a good thing for them, but maybe they know because whenever things happen in Nigeria, they are just like, no, the government is not accountable, nobody expects exactly. It's giving everybody that's giving us in the country. And I don't know, we don't have to give up, we just need to be more aware. And recently I started like a series on my LinkedIn to try to put up questions. Like, I think this morning I made a post on basic questions and answers about taxation. What are those misconceptions people always have? Like, this is like part one, and I'll just continue from there.
What's your name on LinkedIn?
Okay, I'm Advocacy.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so I mean, it's very interesting right? Do you feel like this particular project has made any impact in terms of raising awareness, both for you and then for the community, you belong transition? Yeah.
We're talking about CCADI.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Like yes, they've been a really huge part of a big part of our tax club because we used to be alone and we used to always felt we always felt neglected. Yeah. Nobody wanted to be around us.
Oh my God.
Part-time we was bored. And we just tried to gather the club and they're like, you guys should come and we're like, no, please. We even go to
our wine club stands up.
Yeah. We go to I was literally begging them. When CCADI came, we really helped because they started with some kind of engagements during our holidays, and they will like invite me, and like maybe I'll say come with two other persons from the club, and we'll have like practical engagements. We'll meet people from the informal sector, we'll meet a lot of persons from civil society, everything. And we always learned about something new. And then I realized that, there's something about this informal sector in the whole taxation thing. And it's a good thing that they're trying to gather these people to really understand. Because people at the market, they will most likely never know what's going on. But the CCAD has really helped. And for my club, they partner with us for some of our engagements. We also try to invite them when we have some engagements in the club. They speak to the students. And when they say that, most people, students like, that's something is hot.
Yeah.
They will say, where will they happen?
Yeah.
That's where they want to be.
Yeah.
So when they see people like will come with their roller stand, they'll mount it, maybe they come with some refreshment, they're like, we shared something there that day. And they always like learn something. And after that, I got some person like, I want to join your club, I want to join your club. What was it about? Then we grew. We actually
so there's been a direct impact. So that's the power of collaboration and this particular project has done a lot in terms of raising awareness. Me personally, I didn't have any business with that until I started getting involved. Okay, so I would like to ask, which is very pivotal, Nigerian youths, a lot of young people, do not feel like there's anything in the structure of the government for them. A lot of people are far. They will say nothing concern me with national development, but now I'm sure with the new tax will concern everybody, right? But do you see this as a win in terms of, youth will now become involved in governance? Youth will now become involved. Do you see it as a win, a positive thing?
I'm talking about tax reforms.
Yes, the tax reform.
Okay, so the thing with this tax reform, I feel like Nigerians just need one thing that the government will show that they are accountable for this, and if they can see that, they can be able to pick it up from there. I'm really positive about these tax reforms next year. And I keep trying to put it out there to tell people, relax and let's just give them a chance.
What's the most interesting part for you? Why?
So I've read like several articles, and I saw this article about cryptocurrency and the taxation of digital and virtual assets, and what's happening now is that a lot of persons, because they're just picking up their gadgets and they're just making for foreign exchange and all of that, they don't really know that in the current regime they're already being taxed. And they are taxed unfairly because whether you make losses or whether you make profit, they are going to tax the digital assets. They don't know that. Although a few persons, because I had a conversation with someone and he was like, yeah, so they're taxing us so much in our digital economy, in our cryptocurrency. I was like, oh, cool, relax. Somewhere next year things will be better. But the new tax laws are that they are only going to tax the profit.
Wow. Because that's the way. And I'm happy that we're going this direction. A lot of people in the forex space, young people in the cryptocurrency space, they feel like you make losses. And sometimes, for example, now if I'm trading with capital of $1,000, that's my capital, right? And I can do a transaction and get like profit of $5,000 on $1,000. That's 5,000 now. If you know how cryptocurrency works, and then when you are saying you're not tax you on, people are afraid that if I get an inflow of $1,000, you believe I made $1,000. Meanwhile, my profit is just $5,000.
Could even lose it. Cryptocurrency is so easy.
So how I think I'm happy that this conversation is. So how has the sensitization been for especially those in the digital space, young people in the digital space, because we are an evolving, the last conversation we're having, we talked about, you were saying something about the opportunities that exist, that even content developers will now begin to pay tax. If you do a skit and you're earning from that, you now begin to, what kind of conversations are we having, and what opportunities do you think exist in this system?
I don't think so much conversation has been going on. I know this whole thing with the whole fake news will always trend faster than the real news.
Yeah.
It's been a problem.
Fake news around taxation.
So 3 days ago on my class group chat, somebody posted one cat that they were strangling with blood. It was how Nigerian government strip you up of your money from taxation. I saw the thing and I was like, oh God, I don't know why like this one.
I'm telling you.
I can't just help it. I'll be like, you guys should actually relax. See what's going on. The problem in Nigeria is that they, especially youths, they have no, how do you put this now? Attention span. So they don't want to read about
it. They prefer
and they prefer this kind of things. And they need to see something that is interesting. But even if that thing has a direct impact in their life, they're going to just say, I beg Nigeria, please do anything tax. Because the thing about Nigeria is that I don't even think it's about Nigeria. I think it's about people in general. The thing is that whenever they see that somebody is coming to collect money directly from them, they don't want to be a part of that conversation because you're trying to collect money from them. They are only looking for where they'll be giving them. But they don't know that there is an indirect impact with this whole Nigerian tax reforms, because this tax reform will help you to save your money. They don't even realize that they are saving money, but because they remember they're collecting from somewhere, they don't want to have that conversation.
And it's largely because when they go to UK, they pay taxes well. It's even part of their flex that are paying taxes. And I feel is because a lot of young people. So I don't even want to go there because that thing can take us 5 hours, right? I think one of the you've raised a very interesting point. The point where young people don't have long information spam, like they don't stay long to. In fact, people don't read again. Right? I'm not sure any young person has. Very few young people have gone through the tax reform because there's a lot of it's about it. Something when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I had to use ChatGPT to somehow. But a lot of people have not gone through, and it's very important, especially when you do business in Nigeria, to do that. So it takes me to this. Do you think that through this project, have we been able to simplify? Because another thing with taxes that there's plenty grammar, revenue, inflow. Some people don't even understand. They just know that they don't understand all those vocabularies. Do you think that we need to do a lot of work in terms of simplifying data and making it interesting. Creating 30-minute reels, 1 minute short skits that we just summarize the whole thing? Do you think this project has been able to do a lot of that? Do you think more work has to be done in terms of simplifying?
I think more work has to be done in terms of simplifying taxes. So when I try to put up my LinkedIn post, I try to look for a way to make it more interesting. Which story do I have to share with this person? And I found out that was just LinkedIn. Like, LinkedIn is just an app, and there are so many. I found out a lot of young people don't even know about the app.
LinkedIn,
They don't even know what it's What is LinkedIn? I'm like asking what is LinkedIn? Oh God! Like, okay, so I feel like we need to expand and go to Instagram, TikTok.
They're being serious, so
they're not going to see your post if you're serious.
To be dancing.
Oh my God, this and it was trending everywhere. I feel like someone can still do that stuff. And still, but the caption just changed. Bobby, you with the full background information, that kind of thing. I feel like we can work. There's so much work to be done in that regard because the fake news.
In fact, until I met Mr. Taiwo and I heard him speak, I felt like this man is a weapon passion against us. Until this is really.
Yes, if you listen to Mr. Taiwo, you appreciate
my back. I'm like, Oga, come and save my life.
I can't remember. I had the opportunity to see it at Taiwo, I've seen so many videos.
Jesus, that
composers I used to answer this question.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And I feel like, and I get it, because in this NGO space, you get that trust issue is it's major, because when you see a government official on private jets, you see the child of a politician bawling, my tax, that, and so that's why a lot of people don't even want to hear anything about that, because they feel like they'll still use our money to. So what will you say to young people that have trust issues? I said,
I would say.
So say to me.
Okay, I will say this. Like I said earlier, I think we need to give them a chance at this. At least for, even if you don't want to give them a chance because you know that they've been doing a lot of things that are not okay in the past, at least we should give them a chance with the fact that they are not, this is not a burden on poorer people. The tax reform is helping most persons. So if you can use that as your advantage, I feel like you're going to neglect the fact that, not neglect entirely, but you're going to want to give them better chances at what's going to happen in the future.
So if you're a Lato kid, nothing concerns you on tax.
Yes, for Lato kid, nothing concerns you on tax, relax. For Lato baby.
Yeah, you know,
So I feel like but what helped me was that I had to project my mind to the fact that, okay, if you don't earn so much, they're not taxing you. And countries like South Africa and other countries, this is something that has worked for them. The tax reform is what has worked for them. Like when I saw this data about how only the personal income tax of South Africa in a particular, I think it was 2023, about only the personal income tax that they generated was higher than the Nigeria's entire tax revenue generated for that particular year. And maybe for anything, that personal income tax is being paid by 1% of the top 1% of their economy. So you know that it's only the very rich people that are paying that personal income tax. Because while we have 800,000 per year in this new tax reform, they have like 600,000 a month as their threshold.
Wow.
So you see that. So that they are doing more in this one. So I feel like Nigeria is growing. But we can't just wake up now and say if you're earning 600,000 in a month, don't pay. Because how many persons are earning 600,000 in a month? So we can't put that threshold. So I feel like it's a step. It's a gradual process. Other countries, they probably had this same story. We don't know. I think we just need to give them a chance. And if you give them this chance, let's watch. And I don't know if you've heard of budget. You definitely yes, exactly. So I feel like that budget is doing really amazing. And they try to show you how exactly
the money is being spent.
So people can have more of budget. If we can have more of budget and things like this going on, I feel like when this new revenue is being generated, things like places like budget can help to put things in place. And
I think with this new Freedom of Information Act that was passed, I think we can demand to see where our money is going. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Mid this year, I did a post on from budget data, and there was a particular canal that was they were giving money. A contractor, I don't want to mention their names, but it's a powerful contractor in this country. They're giving money to fix the canal, about 10 million. I traced it. I saw the data. But the money has been released. But that thing was there for like 1 year, and I called them out. Budget pushed it for me. I used budget data. It was TVC pushed it. A lot of TVC pushed that video. And in 2 weeks, they have completed that project.
You can imagine.
So I think what happens with tax is that it now gives everybody a sense of ownership. That look, this money belongs to me. I'm contributing to the development of this country.
So exactly.
You know, everybody will now become real stewards of the country. So the final words to a young person.
Every young person, give Nigeria a chance. I think we have to relax and try to calm down. We remove the whole ideology of they want to kill you with your taxes. Low income money. So a low income earner is not going to pay taxes, and we are trying to help people that have been some persons have been evading taxes, and now the 2% are doing the same business, and one person is paying tax, one person is getting tax holiday, and the other person is not getting. The other person has connection, and the other person does not have. So it's unfair. So they remove that tax holiday thing, and everybody's going to only get incentive when they meet a particular threshold based on the new law. So everybody should let's hold on, do our own part. It's a social contract. We should do our own part. We should watch to see how the government is going to do their own part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Perculiar. Amazing. I'm looking forward to talking to you because I know that you're very powerfully. Thank you guys
Thank you very much
for listening. This is the 5th episode on Voices for Change. See you next time, and ensure to pay your tax. I'm watching you, bro.
Yes.